A few days ago, we took a look on an easy way to manage up to 3 multimedia streaming devices without losing image quality or audio quality. But what if you are like myself and instead of having up to 3 devices, you have like 5 devices like I do right over here, a Windows computer, a Android set-top box, this is a Raspberry Pi, another version of Raspberry Pi, and a Google Chromecast TV. You want to connect them all to your TV without losing image quality or audio quality. You want an easy way to control them, or probably your TV doesn't have the required 5 HDMI inputs. This is the solution. This is a 8K 5-port HDMI switch that will allow us to connect up to 5 devices simultaneously without losing any image or audio quality. And then on our couch, we will be able to switch from our computer, our laptops, whatever, with a special feature that if you are using a laptop might be very useful if you want to keep on working your laptop and using the screen that goes here to a movie or a series. Now let's take a look at it, and inside the package we will find the BK-501, which is this 8K 5-port HDMI switch, one power adapter and a remote control, and also a quick user guide that you won't require. The switch has 6 LEDs at the front with a switch button, and at the back it has 3 HDMI inputs and 1 HDMI output and a power input. And on the side it has these 2 HDMI inputs. So to use this device, if you have never used something similar, it's easy as just connecting the 3 multimedia streaming devices that you have, an Xbox, a PlayStation, a computer, and then we also be able to connect 2 more here, like an Apple TV or a Android TV box. And once we have all our devices connected, then we just need to connect one single cable to our TV or to our monitor, and it will carry the signal from the device that we choose, either with this button here at the front or with the remote control. And now with a setup for the 8K 5-port HDMI switch, which will allow us to connect up to 5 devices up to 8K in resolution, and we will be able to take full advantage of our multimedia streaming devices, not only on the image quality and codecs, but also on the audio codecs that we will be able to use, so that we have full advantage on the audio quality and video quality. But for more info, specs will be down below on the video description. And right now we've got 5 multimedia streaming devices connected simultaneously, and we will be able to control with this remote control right over here, or with the physical switch, which I can just press, and if we take a look, we will see that the LED indication at this moment just switched to number 4. Now number 4 is this laptop that I do have here in frame, and one of the things that I would like to share is that besides being able to replicate the screen and duplicate, if we are using a computer with Windows or Mac OS or Linux, we will be able to have the same image on both screens, but if I want, I can use it as an extended display. So I can do some work here, and then on the other display I can put a movie or something like that on the living room, and this is really interesting and a different setup from some of the switches that are on the market that will not allow this, and this will allow to do that. So if I want, I can put just here a movie or a series, and I will have this screen, while I will be able to use this screen right over here for working purposes. But we also have the option to duplicate the screen on our computer, and of course this will depend on the need that we want. So this is source number 4, and if I press source number 5, we will jump into another computer which is not on frame right now, and we can see that it's on the OREI's website. But if we change here, and I can see that is a Mac OS computer that we are controlling. So we can use on Mac OS, we can use on Windows or Android, doesn't matter the operating system. We can use with our consoles or any DVD player, for example, or any multimedia streaming device. Now if I press the button, it will cycle through to number 1. In this particular case, number 1 is this mini Windows computer right over here that we can control as well. And if I press once again, we will go to number 2. We have another device connected, which is one of these Android TV boxes. If I press this remote, I can control it. And if we press number 3, we will go to the last device that we have, which is the one that we started, which is a Google Chromecast TV, which is controlled with this remote control. And this particular device goes to sleep really quickly if it doesn't detect that as signal to the TV. But if I wanted to control, I can just come here and control it and play play any movie. So this is one of the ways that we can control, just cycle through and we can go right over there. But in case that we are on our couch, I don't want to stand up to go and switch on the physical button. We will be taking full advantage of the remote control. One of the biggest advantages of the remote control is obviously not having to get out of the couch, but the other advantage is that I don't need to cycle through. I don't need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can just go from 1, which is at this moment, to number 5, which is the MacBook Pro that I do have connected on the other end of my desk, and we can't see it right over here, but there we go. And if I want to jump to number 4, which is the other Windows computer that I do have connected, this one here, then I don't need to cycle through 1, 2, 3, and 4. I can just jump from 5 to 4, and if I want to go to number 1 right now, I can just press the button and it will cycle to number 1. It will not cycle, it will go to number 1 immediately. Now, if we want to cycle, we can do it with the physical switch, or we can do it with this button here. So if we take a look at the LEDs there, if I press, it will go to 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this button right over here is exactly the same button that we have here on the switch, but instead of being physically on the device, it's here on the remote control. Of course, one note here is that the delay that we have between devices when we switch, it also depends a lot on the TV or the display that we are using. So this will vary depending on the display that you have right over there. This one right over here is a display that takes quite a while, and we have used in many devices, and you have seen here on the channel, we have used other TVs that are a lot quicker. So this is the usability of the remote control. There are still 2 buttons. One is the auto button, which if we enable, and if, for example, I'm using this computer and I disconnect it, or I shut down the computer, it will go automatically to the other source. And finally, we also have the power on and off button. So if I want to switch off the output from the 5 sources, I can just press the power button here. It will shut down all the LEDs, and there is no image passing through to the HDMI switch right over here. But as we remember, we had number 1 before switching off, and if I press the switch on right now, it will remember the last device that we had, which was number 1, and it will go to number 1. Right now, if I press number 2, for example, we will go to the next device, which is one of the setup boxes that I've got right over here. And if I press the power off, it will shut down, and if I press power on once again, as we can see, we will have number 2, because when we did shut down, it was on number 2. So it will remember our favorite one. It will remember the device that we were connected to when we did switch it off. So right now I could control this device, or I can decide which of the 5 devices I need to control without grabbing the TV remote control. I can control everything on this remote control, and of course with all the other remotes that I do have for my devices, for example an Xbox or a PlayStation, I would have a gamepad right over here that I could enjoy my games at full resolution with the best audio codecs that I can take full advantage of any single device. And once I finish my gaming session, I can just change to a setup box and then enjoy my movie or my series. So simple as this.